gave myself deadlines. I'll talk to him before nuclear. I'll talk to him before canal. And still I remain silent.
We'll spend Thanksgiving on the California coast with my family, and the following Christmas in St. Louis with yours. I will really like St. Louis. I'll be surprised. The red of the cardinal against the snow white, and our long walks through Forest Park, of course.
For months we sat on the train, saying nothing to each other. We must have seen a million mariachi bands, had our faces nearly kicked in by 100,000 breakdancers. But the longer I waited, the harder it got. What could I possibly say to you now that we'd passed this station for the 100th time? You know, some nights we were the only two souls in the car. Perhaps the whole train even. And even then I felt self-conscious about bothering you. Yeah.
During one of those icy afternoons in Forest Park, I'll ask you to marry me. There on the steps of the St. Louis Art Museum with the grand basin in the background.
For 60 years we sat on that train, just barely pretending not to notice each other. I memorised the folds of your body, and the contours of your face, and the patterns of your breath. I saw you cry once when you just glanced at a neighbour's newspaper, and I wondered if it was because of something that you'd read or just the general passing of time. I wanted to comfort you, but even that seemed too familiar, so I said nothing.
The following summer, your mom will look beautiful. And I'll remember thinking how lucky I will be to be marrying someone who will most likely age with as much grace as she shows. With the humidity, I thought I'd get to that. You know, I've been meaning to for weeks, and I have a lot of reading to catch up to for work. And you know, besides, there's a game on, so I might not make it. Why don't you go ahead,
honey, sweetheart? I'm going to go for a walk this afternoon. Do you want to come?
Just go ahead, dear. Oh, I'm gonna go to the market. Do you need anything?
Oh, great. Yes, we're out of milk, and there was a couple of other things. Was it paper towel? Hang on, I'm just going to go to the kitchen and check the cupboards. I think it's paper. Look, get some extra paper towel anyway. And, you know, some snacks, just some cheese and, I don't know, some salami, some lunchy things.
Well, just text if you think of anything, okay?
Well, we're out of milk. Out of milk and salami, cheese. One day in the middle of the afternoon, you got up. It was difficult for you, this simple task of standing. You hadn't done it yet. Holding onto the rail, you managed to get yourself to the door. You hesitated briefly there, perhaps waiting for me to say something, giving me one last chance to stop you. But I said nothing, and I watched you slip out of the closing sliding doors.
I will be surprised, needless to say, when you silently leave the elevator, ask me politely to take care of my bill at the cafe, seemingly without remembering or even acknowledging how much fun we will have during that month in Kauai. Not to mention how proud we will feel on our son's first day of school.
When the train pulled back into Queensborough Plaza, I craned my neck. Perhaps you were still on the platform waiting, but no, you'd gone. And I realised that most likely I would never see you again. I stayed on until Union Square, at which point I got off and I transferred to the L.